They're in exec session right now, so I'm hoping they come out shortly. I'll give you a call tomorrow. I'm like, okay.
Hey, Mike. Nice to meet you.
Hey. Not yet, anyway.
Thorough.
Full house. Are we the only ones that thought this was at 6? Because Tim thought it was at 7.
Hey,
Mike, Tim Travis.
hey, how you doing?
Hi, Mike. Ryan Pierce.
Hey, good to see you. There you go. That's not too bad.
Ready? Nice to work. It's supposed to go. Good evening, everyone. I call to order this hearing convened under the requirements of Act 34 related to the Dixon renovation and expansion project. I won't say much at the top except to note that we will be, in short order, putting information on our website related to the construction, and I encourage residents and interested parties to take a look at that information. A lot of what we are seeing tonight will be up there in the next couple of days. With that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Vogel, who will lead the meeting.
All right. This hearing is convened pursuant to Act 34, a statute enacted in 1973, which requires that before any significant school construction project be undertaken by a school district, the Board of School Directors must hold an informational hearing explaining the nature of the project, the costs associated with the project, and the manner of paying or financing those costs. As required by the statute, at its meeting on March 21st, 2018, the Woodland Hills School Board adopted a resolution that established a maximum project cost of $27,854,196 and an Act 34 maximum building construction cost of $8,626,169, which will be reviewed as part of the presentation. Notice of tonight's hearing was published by legal advertisement in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and the description of the project and related material has been available for public inspection both at least 20 days in advance as required by the statute. I do have, and I'm entering as part of the record, the legal advertising as Exhibit 1 that I just gave to the court reporter. Following the presentations about the project, we will receive public comment on the proposed project by school district residents. In addition, following the conclusion of this evening's hearing, residents will have until noon on May 18, 2018 to submit written comments. Residents wishing to provide written comments may do so by directing those comments to the board secretary at 531 Jones Avenue, North Braddock, Pennsylvania, 15104. The focus of resident speaking time at this hearing is for the provision of comments. If a resident wishes to pose questions as part of the comments, the resident's free to do so. However, it's not the purpose of this proceeding to engage in questions and answers. Any questions will be noted for the record, and of course the project will be the subject matter of future meetings of the Board of School Directors, at which time those issues may be further discussed. So we'll have the presentation. When it's time for public comment, I will have a few additional comments to make. So, go ahead, gentlemen.
Yes, my name is Pete Shumansky. I am with J.C. Pierce Architects. Tim Traveny. I'm with Reynolds Construction. Okay, Reynolds was with L.R. Kimball. We're hired to provide Woodland Hills School District with a comprehensive facility assessment of the following facilities: Woodland Hills Junior Senior High School, Woodland Hills Intermediate School, Wilkins Primary School, Edgewood Primary School, and the District Administration Office at Fairless. Study was completed January 2016. In September 2016, Reynolds Construction, along with core architects, J.C. Pierce, and Master Consulting, were hired to develop options to address the needs identified in the study. 3 options were presented to the Board of School Directors in April 2017. The options presented were as follows. 1. Additions and renovations and reprogramming of the current Woodland Hills Intermediate School. Option 2. Renovation and expansion of the closed Dixon School to accommodate the relocation of the Woodland Hills Intermediate School. And Option 3. Construction of a new Woodland Hills Intermediate School. Summary of Option 1, the renovation of the existing 126,500 square foot Woodland Hills Intermediate School, included 1. All new mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. 2. Roof enhancement or replacement and exterior envelope upgrades. 3. Reprogramming of spaces to meet current curriculum. and 4 site improvements. Construction of 6,500 square foot administration office addition was also included. Also included the infill of the existing pool area to be converted to classrooms.
The estimated project cost was $28 million.
$28,056,000. Summary of option 2, which was the renovation and expansion of the closed Dixon School. It included all new mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems, roof replacement, exterior envelope upgrades, reprogramming of spaces to meet current curriculum, and site improvements. The construction of a 36,850 square foot classroom and multi-purpose gymnasium addition. The estimated project cost is $26,388,342. Summary of option 3. The design and construction of a new 105,000 square foot intermediate school. Site was to be determined. The estimated project cost was $35,734,000. So, relocation of the intermediate school to Dixon School was the option that was chosen, and then it involved renovation and enlarging of the school. The scope of work included build classroom additions as required, build gymnasium addition as required, relocate the cafeteria and media center within the building, reconfigure building as required, renovate entire building, update the MEP systems and finishes, fix all exterior envelope issues, leaks, sealants, environmental, structural, etc., and upgrade paving and site components. The preliminary construction budget is $26,407,000. Total project cost. And with that, I'll turn it over to Pete.
And this is just to orient you. This is basically the aerial of the existing Dixon property. And the 2 additions, or the addition, would be a classroom component, 3-story plus lower level, and the gymnasium multi-purpose addition. This is a rendering representing what was basically the existing building and how we're going to upgrade it, as well as how the adjacent addition sort of plays off of the existing architecture. The existing facility is approximately 61,000 square feet, and the addition is approximately 36,850 square feet. The layout is relatively simple. The lower level contains the library and media center and what was the original gymnasium is being converted to a cafeteria. And then in that new 3-story addition, a kitchen is being developed on the lower level, adjacent to the cafeteria. The first floor basically has all of the special classrooms, the STEAM classroom, art, large group instruction, a music suite, and the multi-purpose gymnasium, as well as the main entrance with a reconfigured secure office administration suite. The second floor has all regular classrooms and special ed uses for the 4th grade and half of the 5th grade. And the third floor has the remaining classrooms for the second half part of the 5th grade as well as the 6th grade. These are just renderings of some of the interior spaces. This is what is currently in the building, the gymnasium. And we're converting it to the cafeteria and having this mezzanine overlooking it, and that extends the classroom or the corridor on the first floor and connects it to the addition. This is a representation of the multi-purpose gymnasium space that also has a small platform for performances and doubles as the alternative gym or an alternative gym classroom during the school year. And this is what is currently the cafeteria, and what we're doing is we're opening up, because of the low ceiling height, we're opening it up to expose the structure so that it'll make the space feel better. And as discussed discussed before, or actually we hadn't talked about that. Currently, right now, there is a preliminary demolition package that has started at that school, and that includes removing ceiling tiles so that we have better access to take a look at it, and the removing of floor finishes, and the complete demolition of the existing field house. The soft cost budgets for this project was approximately $5,427,000. And currently, the Act 34 maximum building construction cost, which is per the Plan Con Part D forms, is the hard cost for the new construction, which is the addition minus the site work, which is $8,626,169 based on the estimates. And the Act 34 maximum project cost, which includes the hard cost for the new construction, the renovations, the site work, and the soft cost, including financing, is $27,854,196, with the estimated millage impact of 0.0 mils. And with that, I will hand it over.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Michael McKaig. I'm with RBC Capital Markets. It's good to see everybody. My role in this Act 34 hearing is to explain the financing and direct costs associated with this project. So with that, to read into the roles. Under the Act, the school district is to consider 4 methods of financing for this particular project. Number 1 is the use of cash. That financing alternative is not an option because of the size and scope of the project being north of $27 million. Second and third would be the use of a local authority or the state public school building authority. We had done the analysis and found that those options were a higher cost to the district. So it was determined that the lowest cost of capital for this project was to use general obligation bonds. The plan of finance was to issue general obligation bonds, one of which was issued in 2017 in the amount of $10 million, and then the balance will be issued sometime, or the plan is to issue them sometime in this calendar year 2018. I'll also add by reference everything that I'm going over is in the Act 34 booklet and can be seen in that. This project is under the Plan Con system eligible for state reimbursement. The school district's market value aid ratio currently is 63.07%, and the reimbursable percentage through the Plan Con system process under Plan Con D is, did I get this exactly right, 17.84%. And if you multiply those figures together, the effective reimbursement of this project is 11.25%. So in other words, if Plan Con is in place and this project were to be approved by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for reimbursement, the principal and interest on this project would be reimbursed approximately 11 cents on the dollar. However, all of the assumptions on this project going forward is that there will be no reimbursement on this project and on the debt service. So everything that we're assuming is zero reimbursement for this project in any of the numbers that we've prepared for the numbers this evening.
Mr. McKay, can I ask a question just in the interest of clarity?
Yes.
That we're assuming no reimbursement because Plan Con is not currently active. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes. But all the filing and paperwork is being made just in anticipation and hopes.
Thank you.
Yep. In terms of the impact and millage on the school district, we are using what's known as a wraparound debt service structure. So we're taking advantage of the debt service that is in place by of the school district. So again, assuming no reimbursement, there is no millage impact for this project. And in addition to that, there is no anticipation of any indirect costs associated with this project to have an impact on the budget. So the net effect from a debt service perspective or indirect cost perspective will be 0.0 mils needed to be increased to the budget. And that concludes my reading into the report. Thank you.
And I think just before we wrap this up, just to clarify, there is a moratorium on PlanCon. We're not submitting the PlanCon forms because there's a moratorium. At this point, there is, from our standpoint, no way that the district's going to be able to get reimbursement for this project.
Can I ask a question on that?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know, and we may not, if PlanCon were to be reconstituted, if we could then file retroactively, or is that has that happened previously?
I have no knowledge of that.
Okay.
But just an understanding of the steps that you would need to take when this is going out to bid. We're going out to bid too soon for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
If I can add, the only way that would happen is if the legislature would put a retroactive provision,
Right.
if they so chose to reinstate the PlanCon process, which they still don't know what they're going to do. They put a commission in place to review it, and I think the commission is ready to go, but they're not ready to hear it. So they're kind of on hold with it.
Okay. Thank you.
With that, is there any other questions?
Okay. Everybody good? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Sean.
There's no, yeah, I know. No questions for the board at this time. Well, then it's time for public comment. Speaking time is limited to school district residents. All speakers must state their name and residential address. Speakers will be granted 4 minutes in which to provide comments. I'll signal whenever the 4-minute limit has been reached. As a courtesy to others who wish to speak, we ask that upon being signaled that your time has elapsed, that you promptly conclude your comments. These proceedings are transcribed by a court reporter. To ensure an accurate record of your comments, we ask that speakers use the microphone and that other members of the audience refrain from speaking during other person's comments. So with that, are there any public comments? Are there any public comments? Before we conclude, any members of the board wish to say or add anything? With that, it would seem that the Act 34 hearing has been concluded, and it's adjourned.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can go back to
So you can go back to do the other thing.
Yep.
At least you have that.
All ready to go.
Sure.